Okay, this video goes along with the previous video I made on opportunity cost, comparative advantage in terms of trade. Realized when I rewatched it that I forgot to do an input problem like I said I would, which would demonstrate the no Oreo method. So if you just look at what I did on the board, I just switched this to an input problem. You can tell it's an input problem. Sorry, because now the inputs are fixed in this case, or the output's fixed, sorry. In this case, it's 1 bushel is produced. That's how much is produced. That's fixed. It's 1 bushel. What's changing is the inputs used to produce that bushel. The inputs in this case is time. It could be acres. It could be workers. But in this case, it happens to be time. And so you see the United States, 75 minutes to produce a bushel of oranges, 150 minutes to produce a bushel of avocados. One thing that you should notice when you just look at who has absolute advantage in things, in the old scenario, Israel, when it was an output problem, because they could make 100 bushels, the United States could make 75, and they could make 400 bushels of avocados, the United States could only make 150. Israel had an absolute advantage in both oranges and avocados. That doesn't mean they should make both. They should still trade, but they should specialize in what they have a lower opportunity cost in. Now that it's an input problem, instead of the numbers being bigger representing absolute advantage, the smaller numbers represent absolute advantage. So what does that mean? The United States, it takes them 75 minutes to make a bushel of oranges. Israel, 100 minutes. It takes Israel longer. Therefore, the United States can make more oranges. And if you look at 150 versus 400 for avocados, it's the same thing. So now the U.S. has the absolute advantage in both things, but the same principle holds true. They should still focus on what they can do using the lowest opportunity cost and trade with Israel. So let's look at this scenario. So now, before we did an output problem, so now we're going to do an input problem. And so you're just going to start it the same way. U.S.'s opportunity cost for oranges, but instead of making the Oreo, so I'm going to use the same color here, you're not going to make an Oreo. So you're going to put oranges right next to oranges and then divide by avocados. So in this case, you just take what they have for oranges, that's 75 oranges and 150 avocados, and you do the simple math. And if you notice here, oranges and oranges are right next to each other. Avocados is out here. Therefore, this does not look like an Oreo anymore because the two things that are the same are right next to each other. Okay, so if you just do the simple math, the U.S.'s opportunity cost for oranges is 1/2 avocado, and therefore avocado, you just do the reciprocal, is going to be 2 oranges. And then you just do the same thing for Israel. Israel's Opp cost for oranges. You're going to do the same thing. You're not going to make an Oreo, so you're going to put oranges next to it, avocados, and you look at there, they have 400 avocados. They have 100 minutes worth of oranges, so their oranges is 1/4 avocados. Their avocados, therefore, are 4 oranges. And so what you want to do is look and see who has the smallest or the lowest opportunity cost. United States opportunity cost for oranges is 1/2. Israel's opportunity cost for oranges is 1/4. Therefore, this number is lower. Israel in this scenario now should make oranges. Remember in the last one they should make avocados. Therefore, you know the United States is going to, because they're reciprocals, the U.S. opportunity cost for avocados is 2 oranges. Israel's opportunity cost for avocados is 4 oranges. Therefore, the U.S. should make avocados. And then you're just going to figure out the same thing. The ratio now, if you look at the board, I'll do the ratios in blue, is 2-to-1, and this is 4-to-1. So now, but it's a little reversed. It's 2 oranges to 1 avocado, 4 oranges to 1 avocado. So now all you're going to do is come up with terms of trade that would also be 3-to-1, but just with the different product. Okay? Or just switching them. So I'm kind of rushing here up against the time wall a little bit, but hoping this clears up the input, the no Oreo type of scenario.